I'm just a lazy video gamer, even too lazy to make a new intro. Hello out there in Videoland, it's me again, the lazy video gamer, and in this episode of the Lazy Video Gamer Show I take once again a look, let me say an almost complete look at the 32X. So sit back, relax and enjoy. And of course I'm starting with Afterburner Complete. It's an amazing port, it's fantastic from the beginning to the end, with the legendary start from the warship straight into the sky, with a lot of great styling, enemies, pure action till the end. All missions are included, all little Easter eggs as well, so you will have a great time with this game. Unfortunately, the asking price is, new price when you wanna have it complete in box. When we come to good games but high prices, Knuckles Chaotix. It has a good graphic, a good gameplay, but the asking prices for this rare game are insanely high. I don't wanna say how much I paid for it, but yeah, if you find it for real cheap, you will have a good time, a great time with this game, even if you have to get used to this rubber band mechanic who was, let me say, invented for this game and scares many people away, but if you are used to it, you'll get a cool platforming game. Now Acclaim and Probe brought us a game, a conversation, a release of Mortal Kombat 2. Back in the day it was, in my opinion, the best Mortal Kombat 2 who were out there in Videoland. No loading times, cool intros, a fantastic sound. What should I say more? One reason of the popularity of this game, the asking prices lying in the range of new price to double. The Super Nintendo version was weaker, of course the Mega Drive version was weaker, and in my opinion also the Saturn. As I mentioned, this version has no loading times and it feels like the arcade game when it comes to that point of the loading times. What you get?
One fight.
An awesome beat 'em up. All fatalities are in, all babalities, all finishers. the next game as well from Acclaim. NBA Jam Tournament Edition is a fantastic port of the arcade game, and in my opinion one of the best games for the system, cause the cool voice samples and new added scaling of the characters brings so much more to this game as well. Now to a starting title of the 32X, the only home conversion of Star Wars Arcade. And if you like Star Wars and Star Wars Arcade, this is the game for you. It's dirty cheap, cause it's not rare, it's very common, and it makes a lot of fun. On the reason of protecting myself from a copyright claim, you don't hear at this place the Star Wars theme. It's very strong protected, but yeah. You can choose between 32X enhanced mode and the arcade mode. Between 1 or 2 player and pilot and gun. So when you play it alone you have to do it all by yourself, but as I said, it's a cool game for the system, and for many it was, yeah, let me say it, the game that triggers them to buy the 32X. Now, Virtua Fighter for the 32X is an amazing port. It comes with all the fighters from the original game, no loading times, cool sound effects, and in my opinion one of those games who keep this promise that you can play arcade games at home at a budget. And again, a starting title and also cheap and a recommendation for the system. Virtua Racing Deluxe is something you shouldn't miss. It's an enhanced version of the game. Better sound, better graphics, more race tracks, more cars, and for all those people out there who asking themselves, what if they released Daytona USA for the 32X? This is a little bit, yeah, let me say, a tastemaker, cause as I mentioned, it comes with different car types now, and the stock car comes very close to, yeah, let me say, a Daytona feeling light. It brought me back then a lot of fun, and even today. Now I want to play around on the one of the 2 additional tracks, let me say the desert course. You have to get used by the steering of the stock car, but when that's done, when you're practicing enough, you getting better and better, and as I said, it brings you a lot of fun. Tricky curves, clever, intelligent opponents, and in this course, the legendary shortcut. So as you can see, played it a while, not, but here we are. You can choose left or right. Right is the shortcut, but you have to, practice more than I did to get the most time advance out of this shortcut. Now for this game, I'll go and take a look over the ocean. WWF WrestleMania arcade game was only released in America, and the 32X has a region code. But this game, in certain games, but this game doesn't. So if you're interested in a cool version of this game without loading times, feel free to import it, look for it, search for it, or if you're on a vacation in the States and you find a game shop who has this game, you don't make anything wrong with this very arcadey game. Now, this game was in fact the first game that I bought for the 32X. As you maybe know, I'm a big wrestling fan of the old days, as I call it. And you see in the corner right down there the Mega Drive version, and that was, let me say, a problem of the 32X. They continued this thing of bringing the same game to another platform with a little bit enhancements. They did it also by the Mega CD, and that wasn't the best idea they had. So for comparison, you see you have on the upper screen on the 32X a little bit a smaller ring, so you don't get the feeling of lost. You have different character select screens. You have the same roster. What was actually funny back in WWF Raw, even on the Super Nintendo, it had the same roster of characters you could play. But in this game not. But it has different character screens in the menu. It showed higher power, but it doesn't change the game so much. It wasn't need to have this system to play this game. You could buy it on the Genesis as well and having a great time. Also, you have in the 32X better colors. You have to decide by yourself, is it that worth or not? A little fun fact, later accidentally I asked for help in the Mega Drive version, and one of the other 10 wrestlers came to help for the other character. So it's an unfair match. In the Super Nintendo version it was always Shawn Michaels, if I remember correct. And On the 32X, it was even on the package shown that there is a secret character from back in the day as well, Quan. And he always came to help your opponent out in the 32X version. But in the core, as I mentioned it's the same game and more animations couldn't save the bad reputation of the 32X, or the value of the 32X, that much. Also, a little fun fact is that the character music only appears after the match. Doom, of course, had to be also shown in one of my shows. Back in the day, if I'll be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of Doom. But the game was in the community scene very popular. It was everything there you expected, and even more, like the frame around the picture and some missed levels. But yeah, thanks to the homebrew community, nowadays the situation is a little bit different. The next game, Motocross Championship, yeah, if you find it for cheap. If I'll be honest, I found it for cheap, around 30 bucks years ago, and the prices are not going up on this. Why? It is an optical stinker. Also, the sound isn't that great. Of course, you can have some fun with it, but back in the days we expected more than this here Super Nintendo game. Cosmic Carnage, of course, a fighting game. Some people swear on it and love it, but if I'll be honest, I prefer Street Fighter. The sound isn't spectacular, the graphic is okay, also there is a lot of blood in it, but yeah, Mortal Kombat was better, Street Fighter was better, SNK games were better, so yeah, not my favorite. Metal Heat back then looked amazing. I mean, back then, those talking about digitalized graphics and pictures, and you just saw this strange speaking person, but it was a little digitalized picture. But the animations weren't that good, and also, yeah, the mech games are never one of my favorites. But if you love the 32X and you like mech games, you maybe give it a try. And once again, as a game on a system that you don't expect. I mean, the 32X was the big new, almost arcadey machine, and you play Fred Couples Golf. It does a decent job when it comes to golf, but in the sound department, maybe that was the programmers had the that in mind. It's very quiet. It's very relaxing. And yeah,
that'll play.
That is, in my opinion, a little bit too authentic. From time to time you hear some birds, but only from time to time, and they're almost not there. Also a game who is even nowadays in the PAL territory, where 32X games are expensive, or expensier than in other regions.
You're in the beach.
Not a game you have to smash your piggy bank.
Nice out.
Now, Colibri, you have to smash your piggy bank. It's not only good, it is, yeah, for that reason, very asked. It looks wonderful. It sounds good, but it's something, when I saw it in the store back then, I never expected, because you are a colibri, a damn blaster, or blasting colibri. It's a shooter. If you saw the packages, the pictures on the packages back then, you thought this is a nice little game like Sonic or Flicky, but not a shooter. Now, a game from the category, you could leave that on the Mega Drive, because you don't see the difference if you don't do a side by side. Maybe you can hear something, but not when the announcer is printing his text on the screen. The number girls are of course pretty, but you're throwing punches, try to knock out your opponent, and you could do that even on the Mega Drive with the same graphic, or on the NES in Palm Shot with more fun. Once again, EA brought a Europe exclusive game. Now my feelings are mixed. It looks okay, it makes a step in the right direction of three-dimensional soccer games. But it plays like the old FIFA games from the Mega Drive and Super Nintendo. But if I be honest, I like the bitmap graphic of the Mega CD, Mega Drive and Super Nintendo more than this. So it's just a PAL exclusivity that triggered me to have this game in my collection. Mother Base 2000, remake or new interpretation of Mother Base. I bought it for not a low price, and I gave him a good home. All my games are in protection plastics. That, by the way, and from time to time I even play them. It's a shooter, of course, and with this little twist that you can send out a little spaceship, and the big one is, as the name suggested, your mother base. Now, why this game is or was available in Europe, I don't know. American football isn't that popular here. It wasn't back in the day, and nowadays, if you hear someone who says, I like American football, I watch it on the sports channel, it is like, I feel like a comic figure with a question mark over my head, because the rules for myself are so complicated, it's so tactical. Yeah, I said it. Even nowadays, for me it's a riddle, but maybe some people would have nowadays fun with those games. But 30 years ago, when it comes to the graphic, when it comes to the sound, you could do that on the Mega Drive as well. Also available on the Mega Drive, and if I be honest, you don't see a difference, and you don't hear a difference. Primal Rage. I mean, mid-90s, Jurassic Park, dinosaurs, beat 'em ups, a perfect match, you maybe would say, but yeah, wrong. It was, I never saw an arcade machine out in the wild. Now this game is fun because it was released from Atari. It was an Atari game, and Atari had the Jaguar out at this time. So why they published this game for the 32X? It's a riddle to me. It's a hovercraft shooting game. You fly or drive around in your hovercraft and shoot at opponents. Doesn't appeal to me in the past, and even nowadays I prefer Battle Corps on the Mega CD. Darkside, a space shooter, yeah, extremely rare, extremely expensive, and in moving not with the best graphics blessed. I only have a reproduction, cause this game is so rare and extremely expensive if you find a copy. But if I'll be honest, my reproduction's looking very nice, and I couldn't spot the difference on the cartridge. Well, Sega brought us Stellar Assault, a space shooter game. If you like those, that's maybe something for you as well. Also, if you like Star Wars, the arcade game, cause yeah, I come to that later. First you had to choose your spacecraft. Then after a system check, you are ready to go. in battle. After you were shot from this ramp and fly through those rings, yeah, you get the hyperspeed, like in Star Wars. After a short briefing, you are in the battle scene and you have to take down the bad guys, the little one and the big one as well. When it comes to the graphic, it's decent. It's not spectacular. It's typically, let me say, Model 1. After your success, you go back to the station and from then on to the next mission. Now, what brings the Sega Mega CD32X combo to us? This screen, if you had Fahrenheit in it, that's on the reason it was delivered in America as a CD32X combo purchase, and we here in Europe don't get it. We don't get a second disc, so we had to detach the 32X to play Fahrenheit. But yeah, it's Fahrenheit, it's not a big loss, you probably will say if you know the game. But yeah, what you got nowadays, thanks to the reproduction scene, who solved the problem, you get Fahrenheit for the 32X with full screen, the same silent sound as the original, and sadly the same gameplay. You walking after a briefing through a building and try to figure out in which room what you have to do. When it comes to the game, yeah, still Fahrenheit and still not very much fun to play.
Ooh, that's gas. That stick is not even cooking. Gotta shut this off.
Surgical Strike had almost the same problem, but in this case you were being asked if you want to play the Mega CD version or the enhanced 32X version. The 32X version wasn't in the case from the game. In America you had to send in a coupon, and they said back in the day you will get this game then, this disc, later by mail service. But probably no one did. So once again someone other jumped in, and that was the Brazilian company Tectoy, who has still today the rights to produce official Sega products, and they released a small number of prints of this game. Later this game was reproduced for the American market. And once again, thanks to the reproduction scene, that you nowadays can play this game on PAL hardware. When it comes to the game itself, you're flying around with your hovercraft and shooting at terrorists and other devices like tanks. It is better playable than Fahrenheit, but yeah, those cutscenes between you hit a target or you shoot at a target and then you hit still interrupts the gameplay. But at least it looked better than on the Mega CD. Now once again, Digital Pictures jumped in. Sega abandoned the concept of 32X CD games. But yeah, Digital Pictures released some of their older games enhanced for it, like Night Trap. In this version, all Mega CD references in the intro are gone. So it doesn't feel like a Mega CD commercial anymore. It came with a bigger screen, more colors and a faster gameplay. But in the core it was still Night Trap. Switching from room to room, trying to get some of those orcs and catch them before they get to the ladies. With a walkthrough, you can play this game through. Without, it's not that great. And if you play the game to win it, you don't see much of the story. So yeah, still Night Trap. Also re-released was Supreme Warrior. Now the gap between the first Mega CD release and the Mega CD 32X release wasn't that big. Night Trap was in the Western territories almost a starting title. And Supreme Warrior was released at the end. It comes with a little rearranged hop,
Which will it be?
but sadly, I have to confess and warn you, it's still Supreme Warrior. And besides the bigger picture and the colors in the pictures, it is still barely unplayable and not a great game from the beginning.
Where is your spirit? Don't fail us.
Most time you will try to defend yourself, you will try to hit your opponent. Even the cheesy B-movie story can't save this, in my opinion.
Learn to fear my men.
The third game from Digital Pictures is once again Slam City. A basketball game who has almost nothing to do with basketball. When it comes to the game, first I want to mention there are more colors, but the screen isn't bigger than on the Mega CD. I don't know why. The game is interrupted by this, let me say, flirt scenes. Yeah. I never was good at the game. And yeah. So
Posing for pictures. Go Ace.
it landed very quick back in my shelf. Every time when I'm firing it up. Maybe you know that I love Corpse Killer for the Mega CD, and so I do love Corpse Killer as 32X version. It is so a cheesy B-movie horror zombie story that it's hilarious in my opinion. But if you are not a fan of zombies, not a fan of shooting games, this is as well probably nothing for you. Of course, it came with a bigger picture, a lot, much more colors, and it's faster than the original when it comes to the gameplay. When it comes to the gameplay, it is, in my opinion, the only of those 4 Digital Pictures games who are really a game, because it's just a simple shooting range in the core. You have to upgrade your stock of ammunition to have a chance to later win against the boss enemies. But till then you would play a lot. So grinding is in this game a must. The game has a really big profit on the sharper pictures. You actually can recognize things on the screen.
He's nuts. You are absolutely mental, you know. You want to take you on some wild
But
goose chase to go
that
find some
doesn't
pirate
make it
treasure.
easier.
Now, I, on the other hand, have a major breakthrough in my story.
It is
And I can't wait
very
for it.
challenging,
You will take me there, won't you?
but yeah, as I said, the picture has more color and is much sharper, so you actually see the locations in 32-bit glory. I mentioned the cheesy story, so you have to not only rescue your pals, you have to do some missions for this girl and your driver. He wants gold and she wants glory. Yeah, that's practically it.
Go!
Story!
Homer!
Story!
Now, we asked ourselves, what would look a game who really uses the potential of the Mega CD 32X combo, the Tower of Power, and the homebrew scene brought us the answer. They brought Doom Resurrection and Doom Fusion, who I'm going to talk now about. Doom Fusion contains Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom Mini and the Resurrection mode. It comes with a module, or you have to install the ROM on your flash card and burn the data CD. There are different sellers out there and different variations out there. I had ones who had no music on the CD and only the maps and enhancing some outsourced graphics. But I was weak and I got myself the premium version of it with the CD soundtrack also on the data CD, and you hear it. Doom Fusion rocks. I never played the game on the Saturn or the PlayStation, but I heard it comes very close to the PlayStation version from back in the day, and I played it on the Nintendo Switch. And if I be honest, I only playing the Switch on the go. At my house, at my hobby room, I'm playing Doom Fusion. It feels great, it looks great, and it sounds great. It has everything in it what you expecting. Weapons, secrets, and of course, monsters. So if you wanna do yourself a birthday present and you love your Mega CD 32X, get this game. You wouldn't be disappointed. Yeah, that was it almost for this week's episode of the Lazy Video Gamer Show. I hope you enjoyed it. When it comes to the 32X, it's funny. I wasn't a fan from the start. I purchased my console when it was on discount, on half of the price, and several games were out. Yeah. And in the case of the 32X, the homebrew scene, yeah, is that what makes the system fly once again. For example, with Doom Fusion 32X CD. Well, we will see what the future brings. So, I hope your future brings you a wonderful rest of Sunday, a fantastic week, and may your credits never run out.